All right, this video we're going to talk about how much money you actually need to start Shopify dropshipping, to actually become successful at Shopify dropshipping. There's a lot of misinformation out there, both on YouTube, on Instagram. A lot of people telling you need actually less than what is very, very realistic out there. Today I'm going to give you kind of the no BS answer to how much money I think you need to start to actually start this the right way. So first off, I want to get into the inverse relationship between time and money. There is a way you can actually become successful with drop shipping without very much money. If any money, well, you need some money to at least start your Shopify store, but barely any money at all. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that talk about, starting Shopify drop shipping with zero money, all of that. Theoretically, yes, you can do it. You can go ahead and get super scrappy, do different things with Instagram. You could use YouTube. There's a lot of organic methods that you could get really, really scrappy with. And if you have, a killer brand set up with killer products, you could do it. But the inverse relationship between time and money, this goes for pretty much every business model out there. The less money you actually use, the more time you're going to have to put into it. So if you have no money at all, that's going to be an insane amount of time typically for you to actually have success. If you have a little bit more money, that's where it comes in. You might need a little bit less time. Now with that, if you have a huge budget to start with Shopify dropshipping, that's still where you need to go ahead and set up the foundation, but you can get things going very, very, very quickly. So you need to know the inverse relationship. Now, when you hear about starting Shopify dropshipping with, zero money, and like I said, this theoretically can work, and I've heard of a couple people doing this, but I've been in this space for years now, and I've seen hundreds of people find success with dropshipping. And almost all, if not, I would say 99% of people did not do it with essentially zero budget. They have an actual range, and I'll give you that number in just a little bit, what I actually think is a smart way to start with. But, if someone's telling you, oh, you don't need any money at all, or you need a very, very, very small amount for drop shipping, that typically just isn't true. All right, the second point I want to make is that there is a range with this. I'm not going to give you, oh, you just need $700 or, oh, you just need $2,000. There is a range with this because I've seen people do it on the low end, and that's where, they get scrappier, or they might be following a very, very solid plan, or they just have things set up with their brand. And then there's a higher end to the spectrum where people, might need more time to test, might not have it with their brand, all of that. This isn't as, clear cut as, if you want to go out and start, say, a McDonald's franchise or something like that, where you actually know you need like $800,000 or whatever the number is to start, a McDonald's store. There's not this set amount. Even with that, even if you're doing that, other things with other business models where there might be a clear-cut answer to you need this much, it still depends then on, your market, your location, all of that. With drop shipping, this really comes down to a lot of variables. It comes down to your knowledge and your skill set. And just by watching YouTube alone, that can be enough to get you going, but that's typically not enough to really, really get things going. You're going to have to put money out there to test all of that. You might want to follow a course. I'm not saying you need to follow my course. I am pretty biased. I think my course is arguably one of the best out there, and I do free one-on-one coaching calls for all members to help them out. But even with that, it's not even just following my course. You can follow someone else's course. Then it comes down to, what type of brand you're going into, what niche. Some niches pop off way faster than others. Some niches have a lot more winning products than others, and the marketing's easier. So that's where there's a lot of variables in this. But the typical range that I tell people is starting out with at least $500 to $1,500. Now, since I've been in this space, I've seen a few people become successful and become profitable. And when I say that's what you need to start, that's really what I'm saying you need to start to actually be testing to the point that you're at least getting close to break even, pushing profitability. I've seen a few people do it on the lower end, about $500, but the vast majority of people, it typically takes $1,000 or more. There's some people that I've seen, it takes like $2,500, $3,000 sometimes. If it starts getting into that amount, you really need to go back to the drawing board and really, really see what's going on. You should not be spending much more than $1,000, $1,500 and not be at least close to break even with your ads, if not profitability at that point. And so if you're not even close to that, you really need to go ahead and figure out where your chinks are, whether that's with your store, with the funnels themselves, with your marketing. Whether you just, frankly don't know what you're doing and you need to go ahead and invest in, a mentor or a course or whatever that means for you. But, that's where I've given this range for a while now, and this is where I see most people find success, is between that $500 to $1,500 range, with some being closer to the $2,500 range. But I say, if you want to get started with Shopify dropshipping and you have $1,000 that you have right now to actually invest in it, I do think that's a good amount to start. The lower you are on that, the more time though you need to take in investing in your knowledge, in your skill set, and setting up your foundation. We talk all the time on this channel about building the foundation of your businesses, building your brand, getting your brand assets, making sure they're all quality, all of that in place before you even start, spending the money. When I'm talking about the budget here, the budget is, the vast majority of the budget goes to whatever marketing you're using, whether it's Google ads or Facebook and Instagram ads, whatever that is. So that's where, before you actually really start spending the bulk of your budget, you need to have everything in place, and it's going to cause you to have to spend a smaller amount when you actually do start testing. I see so many people rush into the game trying to, just start running ads because, they think if they just throw up a general store and put up the right products, they're going to make it big. Guys, I'm telling you right now, you will save a lot of time and a lot of money if you spend more time in the beginning with your foundation, creating the brand, really, really split testing everything, all of that. And that's how you can actually be scrappy in the beginning and spend less money. But all these people telling you only need $100 to start all that. Technically, you can start, but your odds of success, frankly, are going to be a lot less. I even think when I say $500, I think that is a very, very much on the low end. I think most people, to get the pixel intelligence, all of that, need a little bit more money. And that's where, I think a very, very safe number to say would be $1,000 to $1,500. Not to say you can't do it with less. I've seen a lot of people have success with less. But $500 to $1,500 is typically what I say. Sometimes it takes more. It depends on your knowledge, the brand, all of that in place. But that's the number. Anybody telling you can do it with zero money, is probably just pulling your chain, or they don't know what they're talking about. So keep that in mind. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wanted to, just have a quick answer to this question. If you guys enjoyed this, please go ahead and smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. Leave any comments or questions down below. Love going ahead and connecting with all of you. Be happy, be positive, be powerful. Have a great rest of your day.